Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This is a very special evening, this moment in the life of our congregation. And tonight we have the joy and privilege of experiencing the debut of our very own band, High Voltage, right before they begin their European tour. And their name reflects the energy and the vitality and the spark that they bring to our worship, igniting the spirit of Shabbat with music that is fresh and powerful and deeply rooted in the heart of our tradition. And the creation of this band is a testament to the creativity and talent within our community. And each member has brought their unique gifts to this beautiful band. And together they've created something truly special. So let's take a moment to recognize and celebrate these incredible musicians: Kiko De Lorenzo Molitor, Hart Moss, Eric Roberts, Stephen Shuckett, Danielle Sector Wagner, CJ Wagner, and Adam Wallace. And I'd also like to thank and express my gratitude to Cantor Mimi Rosansky for her leadership in guiding us in prayer this evening as well. You can give her a big round of applause too. So as we begin to prepare our service, I'd like to invite the families of High Voltage, I know there's a lot of you, to come up onto our bima, maybe over here on our bima. Don't trip over any wires, because we'd like you to light the Shabbat candles, and that symbolizes the light and warmth that this band is bringing to our sacred space tonight. Together, let us welcome the peace and sanctity of Shabbat. It's great to see definitely the younger members who are here with us today too. Thank you, Evie. And now let's join together in saying the blessing over our candles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat. And let's all join together in singing the blessing as well. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. And thank you to all of you for letting us borrow your parents and your spouses as they've been practicing for this really special evening. And now you can all go back to your seats, as we are actually going to turn now to a prayer that had been on the lips of our ancestors for generations, filled with the beauty of mysticism, filled with the beauty of spirituality, as we turn to the words of L'cha Dodi. You can follow along with our service on our screens, but also there should be page numbers at the very bottom as well, so you can follow along in your Siddur on page 20.
of all goodness, as we join in Shabbat worship, we ask your blessings. Grant us health enough to perform our daily tasks, wealth enough to answer our needs, compassion enough to feel the needs of others. Give us strength enough to recognize our faults, wisdom enough to understand your laws, loyalty enough to discharge our duties. Give us courage enough to be true to the best within us, charity enough to see the best in others. Give us patience enough not to become discouraged, hope enough to overcome all fears for the future, and faith enough to feel your presence. Amen. We're going to continue now with the Chatzi Kaddish, bringing us into our Ma'ariv service.
Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah V'yamad yivrach lirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayei chon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael Ba'agala ba'agala uv'yizman kariv v'meru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach Leolam ulol me'almaya Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach V'yitpar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei dekudasha brichu Leila min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran bi'alma v'meru. Amen. Please turn to page 28, the Baruch Hu, and please rise. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. Creator of sunrise and sunset, you turn the day into night and the night into morning, dividing the day from the night so no time is like another. 1,000 starlights write your name in the heavens. Source of life, be with us now and always. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. We continue with a song about God's love for us, a prayer, Ahavat Olam.
I hope you will join me. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Avta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu B'shakbeinu u'v'kumeinu Nasiach b'chukecha V'nizmak b'divrei Toratecha U'v'mitzvotecha
we join together in the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. You may be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlachtecha v'aderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvish'arecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem l'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. If your eyes will allow, please join me in this reading. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. I invite High Voltage to return and lead us in Micha Mocha.
You can sing along. Yam
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'ha'amidenu shomrenu l'chaim, ufros alenu sukat shlomecha. Help us to lie down, Adonai, in peace, and let us awake full of life. Please join me. Keep us safe under your shelter of peace. Blessed are you, source of kindness and love, who spreads a sukkah of peace over us, over Jerusalem, and over all who live on earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukkat shalom, alenu v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. A thought has blown the marketplace away. There's a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night. Eternity utters a day. We're going to join together now in our prayer celebrating our dedication to observing Shabbat V'Shamru.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam, b'rit olam beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti liolam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam, olam beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti liolam, oti liolam, oti
To pray is so necessary and so hard. Hard not because it requires intellect or knowledge or a big vocabulary, but because it requires of us humility. And that comes, I think, from a profound sense of one's brokenness and one's need. Not the need that causes us to cry, "Get me out of this trouble, quick," but the need that one feels every day of one's life, even though one does not acknowledge it, to be related to something bigger than oneself, something more alive than oneself, something older and something not yet born that will endure through time. I would invite you to please rise and join me in prayer for the Amida, beginning with Adonai Sefatai.
Adonai Sefatai tiftachu fi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Hagadol, Hagibor, Vehanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vikonei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol HaTorah V'Hoshiach, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechayei HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayei Memunato L'Shenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, U'Mido Melech, Melech Meimit U'Mechayeh, U'Matzmiach Yeshua, V'Ne'eman Atah L'Hachayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayei HaKol. Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kdoshim B'chol Yom Yehalalucha Selah, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
You may be seated. Please join me in reading together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu ba'amcha Yisrael uvitfilatam be'ahava tekabel utchi l'ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha. Find favor, Adonai our God, with your people Israel, and accept their prayer in love. May the worship of your people Israel always be acceptable. In a moment, we'll hear from High Voltage again, but we'll recite one more prayer together before we do so. El karov lechol korav, pnei el avadecha v'chonenu, shfoch ruchacha alenu, v'techazena einenu b'shuvcha l'tzion v'rachamim, baruch ata Adonai, hamachazir shchinato l'tzion. Please read with me. God, who is near to all who call, turn lovingly to your servants. Pour out your Spirit upon us. Let our eyes behold your loving return to Zion. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose presence returns to Zion. Modim is our prayer of gratitude. Of course, we're incredibly grateful for this beautiful music we have this evening, and so glad that High Voltage will lead us in a song of gratitude.
Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu le'olam va'ed. Zur chayenu magen ishenu atahu l'dor v'dor nodelecha u'nisaper tehilotecha. Ay, 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 chayenu hamisurim biyadecha v'yam mishmotenu hapekudot lach v'yal nisecha shebekol yom imanu. V'yam niflotecha v'totecha shebekol eit erev bavoker v'tzoraim. Ay, 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 ay,
We continue our Amida with Shalom Rav, a prayer for peace.
You guys are a really hard act to follow. every single time, huh? Another familiar tune, so please join me. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom, Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha livarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol eit u'b'chol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim
even as we enjoy being together this evening and all of this music, and we're feeling so full with the spirit of the room, we know that not everyone in our community is feeling as filled up as we are. There are some among us who are in need of healing, whether that be healing of body or mind or spirit. I'm going to mention a few members of our community for whom we are especially thinking of healing on this Shabbat. We think of Steve Teplinsky, Esther Cohen, Olivia Jane, Linnea Katz-Petted, Friedlin Veal, Luca Eisenberg, Carol Miller, Shulamit Shira Bat Gittel Yehudit, Jahari Andre King, Fern Drescher, Bruce Sherman, Jeffrey Berlin, Ezra Kramer, Jane Zeft, William Gleason, Jeff Zemmel, Sybil Suwalski, Wendy Pollock, John Holes, Gershon Ben Avraham, Danielle Ben Bruria, Keith Mandel, Carolyn Newman, Kelly Adeniak, Carol Rort Trainer, George Grimm, Patrick Heppy, Gary Elderbrook, Aryeh Ben Yosef and Miriam, Dr. Joyce Sanchez, Alan Palais, Mary Jo Werner, Eleanor Varga, Lisa Putterman, Zacharia Yitzchak Ben Sima Pesha, the Wallert and Drankowitz family, and Stuart Willis. In addition to all those whom I have named and all those who you may be holding in your hearts this evening, I also want to make special mention of all those who are currently suffering in Los Angeles due to the extraordinary, unprecedented fires there. I know that our hearts are with them as they attempt to protect themselves and their health and attempt to rebuild in a long process that I'm sure will unfold. And of course, we also extend our hearts all the way across the world to Israel, where there are still so many of our Jewish brothers and sisters held in captivity. So we think for healing of their families, of them, of everyone affected by all of these challenges, and we join together in the prayer Mi Sheberach.
Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We take a moment now for Tfilat Halev, the prayer of the heart.
Technical difficulties? We're volunteers. Right. This is a new band, very new.
This is our first gig, everybody.
Ready? Oh, say shalom bimroma. Huya say shalom aleinu. Via kol Yisrael. Via kol Yoshvei Tevel. V'yimru. Amen. Oh, say shalom bimroma. Huya say shalom aleinu. Via kol Yisrael. Via kol Yoshvei Tevel. V'yimru. Amen. Oh, say shalom bimroma. Huya say shalom aleinu. Via kol Yisrael. Via kol Yoshvei Tevel. V'yimru. Amen. High voltage. You guys sounded great. Thank you. We need all the help we can get. Oh, sorry.
More, don't worry. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. They're pretty amazing, aren't they? They started
Oi.
They started practicing just a few months ago together, which is pretty extraordinary. And this evening represents a very special moment for our congregation, a moment of excitement and creativity and stepping into something new. It's a powerful reminder of the vitality and the adaptability of our tradition. In this week's Torah portion, Parshat Vayechi, we encounter a deeply moving moment that speaks directly to a tension between the familiar and the new. Jacob, who is nearing the end of his life, calls Joseph and Joseph's sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, to his bedside for a final blessing. And when Jacob sees his grandsons, he asks an unusual question. He sees them and he says, "Who are these?" This is a very complicated moment. And scholars have wondered, why does he ask this question? And many commentators suggest it's because Ephraim and Manasseh, raised in Egypt, looked and perhaps even sounded like Egyptians. They didn't fit the mold of what Jacob expected his descendants to be. There's a great tension in this moment between past and future. The future hangs in the balance. Can Jacob accept the changes that are about to take place? What will his reaction be? Now, Jacob's choice is clear. He blesses Ephraim and Manasseh, placing his hands upon them and ensuring their inclusion in the unfolding story of the Jewish people. And in doing so, Jacob teaches us a profound lesson. The future may look different from the past, but it is still ours to bless, to nurture, and to celebrate. This is a timeless truth for Judaism. Ours is a tradition that thrives not by resisting changes, but by embracing it thoughtfully. From the evolution of the prayer service to the emergence of new ways to study Torah, from podcasts to TikToks, from summer camps and the music of Debbie Friedman, each generation has found ways to make Judaism meaningful in its own context. And this doesn't mean that change is easy. As Joan Wallach Scott, a feminist sociologist, wisely observed, those who expect moments of change to be comfortable and free of conflict have not learned their history. Maybe it's a little like when Bob Dylan went electric at the Newport Folk Festival in 1965, a moment of shock and dismay for some, but ultimately a pivotal moment of growth and innovation in his career and in music history. By the way, in my family lore, my dad was at that concert. Apparently didn't boo Bob Dylan. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I understand this plays a very central and key role. Change challenges us. It forces us to reconsider what we hold sacred and how we engage with our tradition and values, but it also opens the door to new possibilities and renewed vitality. And think about the Jewish people over the centuries. A first-century Babylonian Jew might not recognize the dress or language of an 18th century Polish Jew, yet if they sat together and shared their core values of justice and kindness and devotion to God, they would find common ground. The trappings may change, but the essence endures. And this dynamic interplay between past and future is not just a hallmark of our people's story, but also reflects the very nature of the divine. When Moses stood before the burning bush and asked for God's name, the response was enigmatic and profound. Eyeh asher eyeh. I am that which I am becoming. This name reminds us that even God is in a state of constant becoming, a reflection of the transformative energy that runs through creation itself. And just as Jacob embraced the future in blessing his grandsons, so too are we called to recognize that change is not only inevitable, but it is sacred. It's through this lens that we approach the newness of tonight's music and the vitality it brings to our worship. Tonight we are fortunate to be led by Cantor Mimi and High Voltage, although it sounds like there's a lot of high voltage coming from the other side of the sanctuary. And the music may sound different, the rhythms may surprise you, but this is Judaism coming alive in our time. It's a reminder that we are part of an ancient tradition that is always, as God described at the burning bush, in the process of becoming. And as we continue to sing together tonight, let us channel the courage of Jacob, who embraced the future with a blessing. Let us recognize that what matters most is not the external form, but the enduring spirit of connection, joy and meaning that pulses through our tradition, just like the electricity of high voltage. So may we move forward with our hearts, celebrating the vibrant future of our community and the sacred charge to keep Judaism alive and dynamic for generations to come. It's moments like these that when we view the generations, we see them as they truly are, our blessings. So let us take our hands, and if you would find your children or grandchildren or grown-ups who are with you, I'm going to invite you to place your hands upon your young person's head. Or if you're sitting next to somebody you can place that you love, you can place your hands on theirs too. And if you would repeat after me, Yisa Adonai, Panav Elecha, V'yasem Lecha, Shalom. May God always smile upon you and bless you with God's choicest of blessings, the blessing of Shalom. And now if the young people, if you'd place your hands on your parents or your grandparents or your grown-up's head and repeat after me, may God bless the love between you and me. And I'll offer one more prayer for all of you. May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung. And may you stay forever young. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We are now going to turn to the Alenu, which can be found on the screen in front of you. And Cantor Mimi is going to teach us a new melody, a new way of doing Alenu. So let's rise together as she is going to lead us together.
So the text should be on the prompt, and all you have to do is repeat after me. Sorry, take two. Join the band? Okay. V'hashivota, vota, elivavecha, ki Adonai, hu Elohim,
Thank you, Cantor Mimi. That was beautiful. We turn now to memory as we think of dear ones who've passed into life eternal. Particularly in our hearts and minds, we are thinking of dear members of our community for whom we mark the period of Shloshim. We think of Kay Berman, Carl Bogner, Nancy Cohen, Jeannie Cohen, Justine Morris, Bert Naiman, Christine Schachter. To those names, too, we think of those who passed into life eternal in seasons gone by, for whom we feel their presence this evening. We think of Beatrice Shafran Burke, Rose Blackburn, Lester M. Cohen, Louis Cohen, Myrtle Cohen, B. Dubin, Joseph Dubin, Florence Eisenberg, Spencer Frank, Betty Frost, Max Gleiman, Marvin Gulper, Harry Gordon, Bernice Greenberg, Leona Harris, Joseph Kahn, Morton Commissar, Michael Kritzik, Aggie Lave, Samuel Marshak, Roz Matzoff, Bernard Milhendler, Barton Peck, Evelyn Sable, Eugene Sattler, Richard Sheffrin, Alice Schwartz, Bessie Turek, Milton Turner, Marvin Wasserman, Sophie Wasserman, Arlene Wertheim, Sonny Willinson, Gary Willis, Joel Winnick, Margaret Ellis Wright, Florine Zesblatt, Louis Sitzer, and Robert Zuckerman. If there are names that should be added to this list or names that should be pronounced differently than I did, please do call those names as I look in your direction. May our memory be for a blessing. In addition to the names of our loved ones, so too do we think of all those who died due to war and or terrorism, all those who died in defense of this nation and allied nations' ideals. We think of all of those who have died in defense of the state of Israel and all innocent victims of that war. We think of all those who died due to the terrible viruses of racism and xenophobia, as well as all those who perished during the Holocaust. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we turn to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope, the Kaddish Yatom. We recite these sacred words together. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shmei Rabbah, B'alma divra chirute v'amlich malchute, B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam u'lalmei amaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran bi'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Alenu ve'al kol Yisrael. V'imru amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, amen. You may be seated. We have always been taught in our tradition that those who sow in tears shall reap in joy. It's a joy to turn now to announcements. As I have the privilege of calling forward our congregational president, Steve Wallace. Steve, it is always a joy to celebrate Shabbat with you. And when we look around the congregation, we feel the energy in the room. It really is extraordinary. So to all of you, it feels good to be together, doesn't it? So come back next week. And also, I think it's Family Shabbat next week. It should be wonderful. There was a time in which people believed that Family Shabbat was sort of owned by the grade levels. It is not. Come each and every time your young people want to come. They get big lollipops on their birthday. They get small lollipops if it's not their birthday. It is so fun to be together. And big kids get them too. So, Steve, you're a big kid, so why don't you?
Oh, good. Thank you. The biggest kid in the house. Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Cantor Rosansky, for your beautiful music tonight. Thank you to members of High Voltage, Kiko DiLorenzo Molitor on vocals, Hart Moss, guitar and piano, Eric Roberts on guitar, Steve Shuckett on guitar, Danielle Sector-Wagner, guitar and vocals, C.J. Wagner on drums, and Adam Wallace on bass. We look forward to many more services and events while you'll be joining us, so you're booked. You're booked. It's a standing gig here. So we're so grateful. On April 23rd to 27th, we'll have our adult civil rights trip. This is going through the South. It'll be traveling to Memphis, Birmingham, Montgomery, Selma, and Atlanta to study the history of slavery, racism, and the civil rights movement. There are a few slots left, so please join us. Friday, January 17th, is our kindergarten, years 4 and 5, Shabbat service with the community dinner. As Rabbi said, all are welcome. The dinner starts at 5:30. The K4 to K5 Shabbat service starts at 6:30, plus there's an oneg following. It's open to all congregants. Join us, our RSVP at the office, or return the registration forms online. Saturday, January 18th, join us for movie night. Our feature film is Despicable Me. Havdalah and a pizza dinners at 5:00 p.m. with the movie following. On Monday, January 20th, it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Temple offices are closed. But for our second year, we're teaming up with Kids Impact Community for a family-friendly morning of learning and service. On Friday, January 24th, we have our first Kaddish Club service and dinner for this new year. On Friday, January 31st, we'll enjoy another community grade dinner that's celebrating our second graders. Dinners at 5:30, Shabbat services follow, and again, a beautiful oneg thereafter. The community's well invited to this dinner and service, so please join us, RSVP online. So watch your shofar, your emails, the webpage for all our upcoming activities. We have a wonderful oneg tonight, Chef Missy and Chef Chad. Everything's homemade, in-house, so come meet the band. Enjoy Shabbat Shalom.
So we are now going to turn to our Kiddush. So I'd like to invite everyone to rise now, and we'll join together in the singing of the Kiddush. Our cups are certainly overflowing with blessings, and as soon as the Kiddush is over, we're going to turn to our closing hymn, which is Home. And certainly I always feel like Shalom is home, because we are at home when we are together. So let's join together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lemaaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim, ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim. All right, so we are going to turn to our closing hymn. You may be seated for the closing hymn.
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone. 'Cause we're gonna make this place your home. Settle down and love be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons that fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. 'Cause we're gonna make this place your home. Settle down and love be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons that fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. 'Cause we're gonna make this place your home. You've been a beautiful audience. Should we do it Thank you, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Way to go, guys. Way to go. Amazing. What? That's fabulous. Shabbat Shalom. That was amazing.